Hey there. So, if you're a small business owner and you're selling a service, a lot of the time, you know, uh, the glass can be half full or half empty, and a lot depends on how you see it and how you see things. And what I just want to point out in this video is kind of give you a way to um, identify your own biggest advantage because I don't want you thinking like you're inferior to Starbucks, that your small business is inferior to McKinsey, is inferior to HR Block or Intuit or Bain or KPMG or any of these big companies that might be selling a service, because at the end of the day they are just selling a service. And in many ways your business and your service can actually be much better than theirs, especially if you're serving the home consumer or another small business. Let's say you are an accountant providing accounting services to small businesses in your area. You're probably better for that little small business in your neighborhood than one of the big accounting firms. Why? Because those guys are, potentially hundreds of miles away. They're gonna put that little small business owner on the line on the phone for 5 minutes before they ever get somebody on the phone to hear their query if they have a problem with their account. And they're probably gonna charge them a lot more, and they'll probably assign them to some junior guy that's been doing accounting out of school for literally just a year. Whereas you've been doing accounting out of school for like 15 years. You know all the tricks in the book. You can help them get much better tax returns or whatever it is that you're helping them with. Like, so you see, like, um, but there's this tendency with small business owners to feel inferior just because you're a one-man act or a three-man act. But hopefully this video is gonna overturn that completely. Because unless you perceive your advantage and unless you make the right moves based on your strategic position, you're always gonna play the game on the other guy's turf. And it's a game you're gonna lose because you're trying to compete with KPMG or one of these big service businesses head to head, and you're not competing on your unique strengths, and you're not even targeting a clientele or segment of the market that desperately needs what you have to offer. So you have to identify your own biggest advantages, and I'm gonna give you right here three of your biggest advantages that you're probably stepping right over, and you are not identifying, and you're not working in such a strategic way as to leverage these advantages and play to your strengths. So the first one is that you are dynamic rather than static. So with a big business, like a big enterprise, like a McKinsey or one of these big service firms, they are built. They are businesses that are really built for like the next 50 years, right? First of all, so they are planning long range. If things change very quickly in a 3 to 12 month time frame, they could really kind of be caught flat-footed because they're not able to adjust that quickly. Whereas for you as a small service business owner, like if you find out that one service is no longer popular in the market, the service you're selling, you can quickly shift like literally overnight and start selling something else. So you're much more dynamic, and this means you can survive even in a bad economy. And I think this is particularly relevant right now because we're dealing with a situation where a lot of service business owners and business owners in general are observing like a lot of slow market demand and things like that. But you need to realize like this is actually an opportunity for you because all these problems mean that there's room for re-engineering the market. And who is gonna do that? It's gonna be small businesses. Like the big businesses are not gonna re-engineer nothing. They're just gonna catch up to the trend like literally 3 to 5 years from now. If you want an example of this, look at what happens with technology. When there's a shift in technology, the old businesses are always the last guys to buy the new technology. Like when there was the shift to smartphones, the old businesses all just kept on using whatever the old technology was, and it was the small businesses that would be using like their smartphones at work, whereas the old businesses were using landlines until way down the line, like their own employees were using smartphones in their homes at home, but business in the enterprise was being done on landlines. Whereas the small business owner was literally able to be using their smartphone in their business. Like small businesses, you can adopt overnight, right? The large businesses, not so much. Like everything has to go through HR or through corporate, and it's gonna be like a 24-month turnaround if they are that lucky. So you just need to adopt the mindset that you are much more uh, quick to change to things changing in the market and to spot opportunities. Okay, so that's a big advantage, guys. I cannot emphasize enough. If you got two businesses and one has a response time of 24 months and another one is a response time of 24 hours, I hope you can see how all the advantages on your side here. Like some of these big businesses, their founders are literally people that have been dead for 20 years or more. Like they don't have the same entrepreneurial spirit. That means the gap in the market is there for you to innovate and take the ball and run with it. So, um, the second big advantage for you guys is that you can actually get much closer to the customer, and this is something really important because um, you can actually like go out into your local area, you can hand out your business card, you can learn the names of prospective customers in your local area, right? Like you can actually talk to the people out there in the market. That means you can really get to know your people so much better. And also the other thing I want you to be able to do is you can actually just pick up the call and cold call your customers, and they get the chance to actually speak to the CEO of your business. Like it's very unlikely that your customer is gonna get the chance to speak to the CEO of McKinsey or one of these large companies because they simply are not built for that, right? Like they really don't have that. So what this means is that your customers are gonna love you a lot more than McKinsey's customers love them. Because McKinsey's customers, guess what? They are dealing with a 25-year-old fresh out of school consultant that hasn't been doing this all their life. Like they are dealing with some very low level, entry level employee that is not really an expert in the same way that you are an expert, right? So this is something to leverage, guys. Like you can get much closer to your customers since you don't have layers of handlers and stuff around you. Like if there's a problem, you can talk, you can call up the customer yourself as the CEO, as the founder, and actually talk with that particular person and actually get them on the phone. Like this is all you guys. Like advantage right here is all on your side. Advantage is completely on your side. Like you need to just adopt that mindset that hey, I can actually talk to my market. My market can get to know me, and I can actually I can actually crush it. And another final advantage for you guys right here is that there's a lot of things happening in the market. All right, things are changing very quickly, and you guys can learn from the market so much faster. Like if you find something that's kind of growing in your market, don't be slow to experiment with that. This is something that the large companies cannot do. Like literally just find out what's selling really well in your market right now and see how you can get into that offer this week. Like don't take an offer that's in a completely different market that's not relevant to you. Like whatever you're doing, if you see that Bitcoin is going up right now, don't try to go and sell Bitcoin, right? Like that's a completely different market. um, but if you are a pizza company and you see that there's something holiday themed that's starting to really take off in your market and you're not doing it, like there's your opportunity right there. If you're a residential cleaning company, you see that people are looking to get some kind of holiday cleaning around their houses. That's your opportunity right there. Like if you just need to go to the next city, see something that's selling really well, and you bring it to your own city. That's an opportunity for you right there. If you are a marketing agency and you find that maybe TikTok ads is starting to really take off in the market you're selling to, and you're not offering it, and maybe it seems to be more interesting to prospects than Facebook ads which you've been offering, like that's your opportunity right there, right? This is something that the really big companies really cannot do because they're gonna notice that opportunity like 3 years from now or 5 years 5 years from now. So that's literally your opportunity right there, guys. Like you just need to realize like this is like a race between a Formula One car and a better tank. Sure, the better tank is gonna cause a lot of problems when it finally arrives in the arena. But by the time that happens, if you're the guy in the Formula One car, you should have won the race already. You should, because you got the light um, one man seater Formula One car. You can go like 140 miles an hour. Like you can go really really quickly. Whereas the big old better tank has gotta be equipped and resourced and tuned up before it even gets heated up, and then they gotta prepare the way and make sure that it can maneuver around obstacles and kind of clear some kind of way for it to make that journey. By the time it really starts, you can be like long way gone. Like there's no catching up with you. So this is the opportunity for you guys, and there's a lot of opportunity for you right now. Remember this thing: the thing that there's a recession, there's all this thing. That just means there's gonna be a lot of business re-engineering in the market. If you are passive, like the big businesses, you're gonna be engineered out of the market. But as a one-man operation or a small service business, you should be one of the many that are actually re-engineering, because you can be one of the people that are getting the new services that people need and bringing them to the masses. So you need to get really proactive, adopt a proactive mindset. Don't think you're inferior to the big business. Like that's the last thought that should be in your mind. You are better than the big service businesses because you can do better for your customer. You can provide better personalized service, and you're also much closer to the market. You're seeing what's happening, right? You can talk to your customer much more personally, and finally, you can innovate so much more quickly because you are seeing what's happening, and you can actually test things out like within literally 24 hours. You can just see something that's happened that's useful to customers, that's helping them somewhere else in your market, um, or in a slightly different geography. You just bring it into your own business and you start offering that and providing value to the market right away. Now you can also jump into the millionaire service business chart. I put a link in the description just so you can actually get some of these tips on there as well.